First contact and misjudgment. The first warning came not as a roar, but as a shadow on the edge of the solar system. From the observation deck of the orbital command station, Commander Elias Vance stared at the flickering dots in the distance, each one a glimmering warship unlike anything humanity had encountered. The alien fleet moved with cold precision, immense triangular vessels cutting through the void with effortless speed, their weapons glowing like distant stars. "They're big," muttered Lieutenant Cora, her voice a mixture of awe and unease. "Are we even ready for this?" Elias didn't answer. He had seen humanity through every war, every crisis, every threat that had knocked on the door of Earth. And yet, something about the scale of this armada set his jaw tight. These weren't pirates, raiders, or even the interstellar mercenary fleets Earth had faced in isolated skirmishes. They were an organized, disciplined, and heavily armed force. And they were coming straight for the home planet. On board the alien flagship, Supreme Commander Thaurix exhaled in disdain as his sensors locked onto the planet below. "Pathetic," he said, voice echoing across the ship's command bridge. "They call this world capable of resistance? Observe its surface, primitive, fractured, weak. No sophisticated fleet, no planetary shields of note. Earth's inhabitants are irrelevant." A junior officer hesitated. "Supreme Commander, do you want us to issue the ultimatum?" Thaurix's mandibles clicked. "Of course. Send the transmission. Demand their immediate surrender. We waste no time on planets unworthy of conquest." Back on Earth, the ultimatum arrived like a lightning bolt. Transmissions from space, in a language unintelligible at first, were quickly decoded by Earth's AI linguistics programs. The message was simple and scornful: surrender or be destroyed. "Looks like the universe has a sense of humor," Elias said dryly to his staff. "They think we'll just roll over." The first skirmish was almost anticlimactic, at least to the aliens. Their drones, sleek and deadly, descended from orbit, expecting to encounter resistance, yet met with coordinated orbital defenses that humanity had quietly prepared for decades. Laser turrets, EMP nets, and automated fighter drones emerged in perfect synchronization, intercepting the alien probes with shocking efficiency. The aliens paused. A drone was obliterated before it even reached the upper atmosphere. Another swerved violently under concentrated fire from Earth's orbital batteries. "This shouldn't be possible," Thaurix hissed through the command console. "Why is their response so coordinated?" Elias, watching the battle unfold from the command station, allowed a faint smirk. "They don't know who they're dealing with." On Earth's surface, civilians were unaware of the shadow falling over their cities, though emergency protocols were already in motion. Shelters, evacuation routes, and rapid mobilization drills ran automatically, a testament to decades of preparation and human foresight. Humanity had survived extinction events, climate collapses, and centuries of war, but the galaxy had no idea. The alien fleet increased pressure, deploying larger warships closer to Earth. Plasma torpedoes streaked through the atmosphere, leaving trails of incandescent destruction. Yet for every strike that reached the surface, humans retaliated with precision orbital strikes, railguns tearing through the hulls of the advancing ships. Alien commanders began to realize that Earth's defenses were adaptive and anticipatory, learning and countering faster than their algorithms predicted. "They are evolving tactics mid-battle," an officer reported in alarm. "Our models cannot keep up." Elias leaned over the holographic map, issuing calm, decisive orders. "Adjust trajectory for fleet intercept. Deploy swarm drones in grid pattern alpha. EMP pulses ready. Keep them occupied. Don't let them focus on a single target." The alien drones hesitated, recalculating. Every tactic they attempted was met with human ingenuity. Shields formed where none were expected. Countermeasures appeared almost instinctively. The alien commanders exchanged nervous clicks and hisses, their confidence faltering. For the first time, the Supreme Commander considered retreat. "Perhaps we underestimated them," he said quietly, though pride prevented the admission from escaping fully. Elias watched as the alien forces faltered, surprised by how small, fragile Earth seemed from orbit and yet how ferocious its defenses had proven. He allowed himself a moment of satisfaction, but knew this was only the beginning. The aliens had not yet realized the true nature of humanity, our courage, creativity, and relentless adaptability. In the silence that followed the first battle, the planet below shimmered under the glow of city lights, seemingly calm and unassuming. But the stars beyond were a different story. Humanity was awake now, and the galaxy would soon learn the cost of underestimating us. Elias turned to his staff. Prepare for the next wave. They think they know war. We're about to teach them what humans are capable of. The camera of the story pans out to reveal Earth in the distance, small yet defiant, golden city lights scattered across continents, while alien warships hover ominously, unaware that their assumptions are about to shatter. Humanity is ready, calm, calculated, and lethal. Firestorm of humanity. The second wave hit with terrifying speed. Alien capital ships, massive enough to blot out the curvature of Earth from orbit, advanced on the planet's surface like a living mountain range of steel and fire. Plasma lances tore through the upper atmosphere, detonating in brilliant bursts over oceans and cities. On the ground, emergency sirens screamed, lights flickered, and civilians were herded in subterranean bunkers built for just this purpose. But humanity had learned. Humanity had always learned. Commander Elias Vance watched from the orbital command station as the alien fleet unleashed its first true assault. He did not flinch. He did not panic. Instead, he orchestrated the defense like a maestro conducting a symphony of destruction. Deploy orbital railguns on Grid Delta. Activate EMP nets on the polar satellites. Stealth interceptors, vector to launch points Bravo and Charlie. Civilian zones, full atmospheric shielding. Elias ordered, his voice calm, precise. Each command rippled through the automated network, triggering decades of hidden preparations that no alien intelligence had ever accounted for. Below, the oceans churned as massive electromagnetic pulses arced skyward, frying the guidance systems of incoming alien torpedoes. Cities flickered as emergency shields deployed over metropolitan areas, deflecting plasma bolts and dispersing energy through ground-based grids. And from hidden orbital hangars, stealth fighters emerged like shadows, striking at the alien fleet with pinpoint accuracy. On the alien flagship, Supreme Commander Thaurix bellowed orders, his mandibles snapping in fury. What is this? Every strike fails. Their defenses are alive. Adaptive. An officer hesitated. Supreme Commander, they are coordinating attacks from both surface and orbit simultaneously. It is as if the planet itself is commanding the battle. Impossible. Thaurix hissed. They are primitive, unworthy of strategy. Yet impossibility did not save them. One by one, alien vessels began to falter. Plasma cannons misfired, their systems destabilized by electromagnetic countermeasures. Railgun slugs tore through hulls as if slicing through paper. Alien drones fell in swarms, their controllers overwhelmed by human precision and ingenuity. Elias leaned over the holographic map, watching the alien fleet scatter in small clusters. Focus on the command ships. Let them know the cost of underestimating humanity, he said. His eyes gleamed with cold determination. On the surface, humans executed a choreography of survival and retaliation. Automated defense turrets, hidden deep within mountains, emerged to obliterate airborne assault squads. AI-guided missiles rained from the atmosphere, each finding its mark with unerring accuracy. Even as cities shook from bombardment, underground bunkers and shielded complexes allowed humanity to counterattack without losing strategic initiative. In one battle zone, a squadron of stealth fighters engaged alien boarding drones, outmaneuvering them in tight formations, turning a likely massacre into a clean ambush. The aliens had underestimated not just human technology, but human instinct. Every maneuver was a combination of logic, improvisation, and ruthless efficiency. They fight like predators, whispered one alien officer to another, fear creeping into his voice. They are not merely defending, they are hunting. Thaurix's mandibles clicked nervously. He had never encountered a species that could anticipate every tactic, respond to every offensive, and retaliate with such audacity. Their coordination was terrifying, almost unnatural. The aliens began to realize that Earth was no mere backwater planet. It was a fortress, alive with ingenuity and lethality. Meanwhile, Elias initiated the offensive. A fleet of orbital frigates, previously hidden in stealth cloaking, struck at the flanks of the alien armada. Quantum destabilizers tore through energy shields, and railgun volleys shredded hulls. Alien warships erupted in brilliant fireballs, scattering debris like sparks from a forge. The turning point came when humanity launched a daring counterstrike against the alien command vessels. Boarding pods, accelerated by rail launchers, struck the largest ships, carrying teams of elite human soldiers armed with experimental weapons capable of disabling alien systems. The boarding was swift, brutal, and calculated. Every move planned, every angle covered. Supreme Commander Thaurix watched helplessly as his flagship erupted in fire and sparks. This cannot be. They are destroying our command. Withdraw. Withdraw immediately. But withdrawal was no longer simple. Humanity had anticipated it. Orbital interceptors blocked escape corridors, while strategically placed orbital mines forced the remaining alien vessels into kill zones. Panic rippled through the alien ranks as ships collided, fired on one another in confusion, and succumbed to human-led traps. On Earth's command deck, Elias stood silent, watching the chaos unfold. The battle was not yet won, but the aliens' confidence had been shattered. Humanity's defiance was absolute, and the lesson was clear. No species, however technologically superior, should assume they can intimidate or outfight humans. As the dust settled in orbit and the alien fleet began to retreat in disarray, Elias addressed his staff. They thought this would be an easy conquest. They assumed we were weak, divided, insignificant. They were wrong. Every planet in this galaxy will learn that when humans fight, we do not yield. We adapt, we endure, and we destroy those who dare challenge us. From orbit, Earth gleamed like a sapphire of defiance, its cities aglow with the fires of survival, its defenses battered but unbroken. Humanity had shown its teeth, and the galaxy had begun to take notice. The true nature of humans. The alien fleet limped away from Earth, but their retreat was far from organized. Splintered warships drifted through orbit, systems damaged, crews demoralized. Supreme Commander Thaurix's mind raced. Every calculation, every projection, every model of humanity had been proven catastrophically wrong. And yet, he could not yet comprehend the full extent of what they had awakened. From the orbital command station, Commander Elias Vance observed the alien fleet with a mixture of calm and calculation. They think retreating saves them, he said quietly, almost to himself. They have no idea what comes next. On Earth, humanity prepared for counteroffensive operations. Cities and installations scarred by the alien assault were already being repaired, reconstructed at astonishing speed. Orbital platforms repaired themselves with automated nanite swarms. Underground factories resumed production of drones, fighters, and railgun ammunition as if the bombardment had been a minor inconvenience. Humans thrived under pressure, their resilience staggering even by their own standards. Launch the second wave, Elias ordered. We don't just defend our home. We remind them what humans are capable of. The offensive began with surgical precision. Swarms of stealth fighters cut through alien patrols, striking from multiple vectors. Advanced AI algorithms guided orbital bombardments, neutralizing alien shields before the first human vessel appeared in the kill zone. The aliens were on the defensive for the first time in the engagement. But humanity's true power went beyond technology. It was tactical audacity. Humans did not merely attack. They exploited alien psychology, fear, and arrogance. Boarding missions became spectacles of terror. Squads of elite soldiers, armed with energy disruptors and adaptive weaponry, struck alien command ships. They tore through alien crews with efficiency and ruthlessness, disabling weapons, hijacking control systems, and turning alien vessels against each other. One such boarding team, led by Captain Amara Singh, infiltrated a flagship that had been the source of some of the fiercest bombardment. Within minutes, the ship's bridge was compromised, alien officers incapacitated or captured, and the vessel's weapon systems repurposed to strike its own fleet. In orbit, Elias watched the carnage unfold through holographic feeds. They thought humans were fragile, predictable, and weak, he said. They thought a display of firepower would cow us. They are about to learn the opposite. Supreme Commander Thalrix struggled to maintain order. Contain the breaches. Counterattack immediately. His voice trembled, the tension evident in every mandible click. Yet every maneuver was anticipated. Humans adapted, improvised, and turned the aliens' aggression against them. Quantum destabilizers caused entire formations to falter. Stealth fighters appeared where none were expected, and orbital railguns shredded fleeing vessels with terrifying accuracy. The aliens began to understand something fundamental. Humans were not simply defending. They were evolving mid-conflict. Each human maneuver was unpredictable, yet effective, each adaptation faster than their most advanced AI had predicted. Their ingenuity was frightening, their coordination flawless, and their resolve absolute. On board Thalrix's flagship, an officer gasped, mandibles trembling. "Supreme Commander, they are learning from us. Every counter we attempt, they adapt. They anticipate our next move." Thalrix's exoskeleton trembled with rage. "They cannot be ordinary. This is not a primitive species." Meanwhile, Captain Singh's boarding team sent a transmission across the battlefield. A human voice, calm and chilling. "To any who still doubt, you were warned. Humanity does not surrender. Humanity does not yield. Humanity adapts. And humanity destroys those who threaten it." The effect on the alien fleet was immediate. Fear spread faster than plasma fire. Systems malfunctioned, crews panicked, and formations collapsed. Alien commanders had never seen a species so terrifyingly effective under extreme pressure. Every assumption about weakness, predictability, and simplicity had been shattered. Elias convened his staff in orbit. "We've proven we can survive," he said. "Now we prove we could dominate. But we do it smart. We do it fast. And we remind them, Earth is not to be trifled with." As human forces pressed their advantage, the aliens attempted one last desperate maneuver. A concentrated strike on key orbital platforms, hoping to cripple Earth's counteroffensive. They were met with an ambush of devastating proportion. Swarm drones, railguns, and stealth fighters struck from every vector, annihilating the assault before it reached the planet. Every alien attempt to regain initiative failed. The battlefield in orbit became a graveyard of alien warships. Fires lit the void as damaged hulls drifted aimlessly. Human vessels, largely unscathed, hovered like predators, silent, patient, and ready to strike again. The aliens realized, too late, that Earth was more than a planet. It was a crucible of cunning, resilience, and lethal coordination, the very embodiment of what humans truly were. From the orbital command station, Elias gazed down at the planet, lights shimmering across continents scarred by bombardments yet glowing with life. Humanity had survived. Humanity had adapted. Humanity had become the nightmare their enemies never saw coming. Supreme Commander Thalrix, retreating in a crippled fleet, finally admitted what he had long denied. This species is not to be underestimated. Elias's voice echoed through the command deck, resolute and unwavering. "No, they're not. And the galaxy will learn, soon enough, that underestimating humans is the gravest mistake any species can make." Victory and galactic reputation. The remnants of the alien fleet limped through space, battered and disoriented. Broken vessels drifted in the void, their engines sputtering, hulls scorched and pockmarked. Earth's orbital sensors tracked every movement, every attempt at regrouping, every flicker of resistance. But the humans were already thinking beyond defense. They were planning the final demonstration. Commander Elias Vance stood on the observation deck of the orbital command station, his eyes scanning the stars where the alien ships floundered. He allowed himself a moment of quiet satisfaction. Humanity had not only survived the invasion, they had imposed their will. But Elias knew the galaxy would not wait for explanations. They would test humanity again. They would come again. "Prepare the counteroffensive," he ordered. His voice was calm, precise, carrying the authority of someone who had seen humanity's worst and best, and knew the latter would endure. "We finish this. We let them understand who we are." From Earth's surface to orbit, humans moved like a single organism. Cities recovered with astonishing speed. Automated repair systems, powered by nanite swarms, restored orbital platforms. Subterranean factories resumed production, spitting out drones, stealth fighters, and orbital munitions. Humanity thrived under pressure. Their adaptability was not limited to combat. It extended to rebuilding, reorganizing, and rising stronger with each strike. The counteroffensive began with precision attacks on the alien fleet. Swarms of AI-guided drones disabled remaining propulsion systems. Orbital railguns tore into fragile hulls, fragmenting vessels with brutal efficiency. Stealth fighters struck from unexpected angles, ensuring no enemy ship escaped intact. The aliens had underestimated the humans' speed, coordination, and capacity for ruthless creativity. But technology alone did not win the war. Humanity's true power lay in courage, unity, and tactical audacity. Elite boarding teams, armed with adaptive weapons, infiltrated alien command ships. Each strike was calculated, each operation executed with lethal precision. Alien crews were overwhelmed, their command structures collapsed, and once formidable warships became tools for their own destruction. On board one of the largest alien vessels, Supreme Commander Thaurix witnessed the devastation firsthand. His once proud fleet was crumbling, their morale shattered. How can a species so primitive destroy us like this? He hissed, mandibles trembling with disbelief. "They are not primitive," his aide admitted, his voice barely audible. They are predators, warriors, and engineers beyond comprehension. They adapt. They endure. They destroy what threatens them." Humanity's assault continued without pause. Every corner of the alien fleet was targeted. Tactical strikes isolated ships from one another, preventing coordination. Defensive maneuvers were anticipated and countered. The aliens' fear became as lethal as any weapon. They had never encountered an opponent who combined intelligence, courage, and sheer tenacity in such a seamless form. On Earth, Elias addressed the planet through encrypted channels. "We fought for our survival. We defended our homes, our families, our species. But this victory is more than defense. It is a statement. Humanity is not weak. Humanity is not fragile. Humanity does not bow to intimidation. Humanity endures. Humanity conquers when threatened. And now the galaxy knows it. The alien retreat became total. What remained of their fleet fled, leaving a trail of wreckage and shattered pride. Humanity had turned the tide decisively. But the victory was not just martial. It was symbolic. Humanity had proven their resilience, ingenuity, and capacity for organized, adaptive strategy. They had turned an underestimated species into a force feared across the stars. From orbit, Elias gazed at Earth, its continents illuminated with lights that had survived the bombardment. Cities once threatened by annihilation now gleamed with life, powered by human innovation and tenacity. Humanity had survived. Humanity had risen. Humanity had triumphed. Diplomatic channels across nearby star systems began to hum with transmissions. Reports of humanity's feats spread like wildfire. Stories of daring orbital battles, strategic genius, and lethal efficiency. Across the galaxy, other species took note. Earth was no longer just a planet. It was a bastion of ingenuity, a cradle of warriors, and a symbol of what humans were capable of when challenged. Elias turned to his staff, a faint smile playing on his lips. They came thinking Earth was weak. They left knowing that underestimating humans is the gravest mistake any species can make. He paused, looking down at the planet below. The scars of battle remained, but so did the resilience, courage, and spirit of humanity. Every light, every repaired city, every soldier standing watch was proof. Humans were more than survivors. They were a force of nature, unpredictable, relentless, and unstoppable. And across the void, the galaxy would remember.